So we're headed out to Esther Island, which is off the western tip of Madaket, and Alan Warden and his company Scout have renovated a 3-bedroom, 3-bath house. We're seeking LEED, which is Leadership in Environmental and Energy Design, gold certification. So a lot of what we've done out there is green renovation. We put in an advanced septic system. We have all clean energy sources. So we have a 5-kilowatt wind turbine. We have a 5-kilowatt photovoltaic array to provide energy. And we also have two solar thermal panels which provide all of the domestic hot water heating for the property. So we're going to take a boat ride out there. The only way you can get there is by boat and tour the property.
So why do we need all these people?
Well, we've had a lot of interest in the property. It's one of the most unique properties from a clean energy perspective here on Nantucket. I think there's a lot of interest in clean energy building and green renovations. And so this project was just completed early summer, and since that time we've had just tremendous interest. A lot of people want to get out there and see it. It's a beautiful site nonetheless.
Just what do you do? What's your job?
I'm the project manager for the property. I do sustainability initiatives for Alan's company Scout, which is a resort development.
Oh, I see. So you work for Alan.
I work for Alan, yep. And this is one of our laboratory projects. It's kind of a small building for us to learn about clean energy design that we can then implement at our larger hotels. Yep.
How many properties does Alan have?
We have 4 different properties, or we own 4 different properties, you know, and then this one is sort of a...
and are they all resort? Hotels?
One
style?
is an up and running resort. The others are in the development stages.
You have one on the vineyard?
Well, right.
Do you
Harbor
work that
View.
one too?
Yes.
And what's that one like?
That's the old, I don't know, have you been there?
No.
It's the old Harbor View Hotel and Resort
Okay.
that Scout purchased and renovated, and we're also trying to do some clean energy initiatives there and renovate to a more environmentally friendly standard.
And where are the other ones?
Hawaii, Bermuda.
Very nice.
Yeah. So
And you get to go to all these nice places?
eventually, hopefully.
Because you're new.
Right.
So what's your background in? What is your...
Actually in finance. I worked in banking for many years.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
this is quite a new adventure for me.
So
but
is this part of what you do? I mean, is this why you're hired to do this?
No. Actually, I moved up here and was lucky enough to find this job, which is not in my background. Although a lot of what Scout does, is obviously financially related. But just really great opportunity to help out on a very interesting project out here and learn a whole lot about. I mean, I don't really have a background in sustainability, but as Alan always says, I'm not behind the experts. It's a very new field. And everybody is
good field to
got to
be
get a
breaking into.
Focus on it, yeah, absolutely.
I think so. It's definitely
especially
the
here.
future.
The unique thing is a lot of the Scout projects, are on islands, which are already themselves, sometimes environmentally fragile and need that extra care from that perspective. So it's a great initiative that we're trying to take on.
Cool.
I was invited because I'm the construction supervisor for Habitat Nantucket, and we're about to start a new project, and we're going green. It's going to be built on Monahans Road out by the airport, and I'm thrilled to see what's been done already as far as green building, because we're looking for all the information we can get at this point.
Awesome.
No,
So how has that been? How's that process
great.
been with the HDC trying to go get green, and what did you get?
Yeah, that one.
we actually got, Alan was mentioning the solar thermal collectors. We're going to have solar collecting tubes on the roof, and it passed without a whimper.
But you can't see them, right?
They're on the, correct, you won't see them from Monahans as you're looking at the house. They're on the south side, and the front of the house faces Monahans on the north side, so you won't see the panels.
What about passive solar? Skylights, that kind of deal?
There's no skylights, but the south wall is filled with windows and doors.
Okay.
And we're even utilizing the basement, as we're having 2 of the bedrooms in the basement.
Why is that?
Well, for a couple reasons. One is because you're in the ground. You take less energy to heat the structure, and we're using the ICFs. I don't know if you've heard of those. They're the foundation forms that are styrofoam on each side, and the center gets filled with concrete. Housing Nantucket is building one on Berkeley Street in Tom Nevers, and they just finished pouring the concrete, and it's amazing because they built it all the way to the roof. Instead of just building the foundation, they used this all the way up to the wall, up to the roof level, and it's terrific because it's solid, it's concrete, and it has really good R value too with the styrofoam they use side. So.
Barbara, what are you doing? What brings you out today?
I am the chairman of the Energy Study Committee, and we're headed out to Alan Warden's place on Esther's Island to check out his vertical access wind turbine. And it's the first one up and running on Nantucket, and I know there are others that have been permitted, and I think it's a trend that's going to probably take off here. Alan's sort of been the guinea pig for the project, and others are following suit, so we're interested to see how it all works. And the town of Nantucket, through the Energy Study Committee, is looking at putting up traditional wind turbines in a couple of locations.
Right.
So we're interested in anything energy related, but specifically right now, wind energy.
And that's why you brought Whitey.
Yep.
Yeah. Because he's getting some serious knowledge on this stuff. I mean, we just had him on Jamie's show.
Well, Whitey's our liaison to the town administrator, or town manager.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Whitey's been great in keeping us coordinated, and we have a white paper that has all of our notes and everything that we've been doing relative to our land-based wind energy. Whitey's been really keeping track of it and keeping us on track.
So here we are, you know, I mean, it's we're at the beginning of changing the way the island looks, the way we treat energy. In 50 years, people are going to look at this video, and they're going to say that, you know, that was like part of the beginning. What do you think the island's going to look like in 50 years with all this green?
Well,
are the buildings going to be different? Are we going to have windmills all over?
I think we're going to be an exporter of electrical power. In other words, we will be able to generate all of our electric power. We'll have electric automobiles. One of the things about electric automobiles is the fact on Nantucket you don't have to go too fast and you don't have to go too far. So that we'll eventually gravitate into that, and eventually gravitate into using all electric power for heating and for practically everything on here except flying airplanes. We're going to still have to bring fuel in here and store it out at the... I can't imagine having an electrical airplane.
You never know.
But it'll probably be hydrogen in the future, though.
It's something along those lines.
So first of all, why did you build on that island?
It was a little bit of a laboratory. We, as a company, we have projects here in Martha's Vineyard, Bermuda, and Hawaii.
Yeah.
And we're absolutely committed to sustainable development everywhere, which is environmental, economic, and social aspects of the built environment. And so this was mainly economic, although there's some interesting social aspects, one being education. Does clean energy, what components to clean energy work, make sense? How do they talk to each other? And so we decided to create a laboratory so we could learn about the products, about how to service them. Do they perform to spec? I mean, it's one thing for them to spin a vertical access wind turbine in a wind tunnel. The question is, does it really work, you know, in this application?
Does it concern you, though, with storms and global warming? I mean, that is I mean, you're right there out in the open. I mean, if a big storm comes, that place is going to go... I look at it and I go, well, that's a tough place to put a place.
You know, the structure that we renovated, and fundamentally, you know, we've used a lot of historic fabric, but we've built a new structure. That structure was there since the 30s.
All right.
Through Hurricane Bob, et cetera, et cetera. And so, yes, the tides may rise, but, you know, over a couple hundred years, they're going to rise a foot. And we're built above the 100-year floodplain. We have 85 piers, screw pile foundations down 20 feet in the ground on steel girders. So, you know, I'm not particularly worried in my life or my children's life or probably my grandchildren's life.
And it's built for, it's a hotel. Is it a hotel? I've never been there.
Oh, well, you're going to say, no, it's a single family house, essentially for my family and for friends.